Namaskar. Welcome to lesson number 4 of Crash Course on Flute for Beginners. This lesson is going to be one of the fundamentals in this series as we will learn how to produce sound from your Hindustani flute. So first of all, we will start from the basics. As you can see in my background, there is one guitar and many of you will be having guitar at your home or at your friend's home. So if I ask you, how will you produce the sound in case of guitar? So most of you would be knowing that in guitar we produce the sound by our hands, by playing those strings or by using our hand or any pick. Okay. So what causes the sound in guitar? Basically those strings are attached, are hinged at two different points, and when we try to play, we try to move that string, the string produces sound. In that case, the tension which is being developed in the string is converted into sound energy. So now what in the case of flute? Flute is a wind instrument, okay? Most of you would be knowing. So now if we will try to give the wind air blowing in the flute, and it will be converted into sound energy. So according to conservation of energy, most of you would be known about it, the wind energy will be converted into sound energy. Now in case of Hindustani flute, there is one blowing hole and there are total 6 playing holes, as you can see in the flute. 1 2 3 4 5 6. These 6 are playing holes and this one is blowing hole. Now another hole which you can see is the 7th hole, which we term, and it is used mostly for tuning purposes. In this series we will not use it, and generally it is not used as well. It is for making the flute. Okay, so if you are making the flute, then this is the first hole which is to be created. Then according to this distance, these other 6 holes are created. So for as of now, you don't have to worry about the 7th hole. We will just use these 6 playing holes. So now you have to understand the instrument first. Okay, this is a cylindrical instrument made up of wood, and wood is of bamboo material. Bamboo in Hindi we term it as baans, and this instrument is made up of baans, so we call it as bansuri. Okay, bansuri means the sound is coming out of bamboo material, so we are calling it as bansuri. Okay, now as I have told you in lesson number 2 that different types of flutes are there, we will use only one flute. Now the concept and techniques of playing the sound, producing the sound, is same for all flutes. So now we will focus on this blowing hole. Now first of all, you just open all the holes. You don't have to put your fingers on any of the hole. Okay, first of all we will learn how to produce the sound, not the notes. From the 6 holes we will play the notes in upcoming lessons, but for now we are just focusing on producing the sound. Okay, first of all you need to take the help of a mirror or any selfie camera if you are using your mobile. Okay, you place it in front of you, the mirror or selfie camera, then you try to play the sound, play the flute. Okay, now this is the blowing hole. As you can see, you have to put your lower part of the lip. Okay, 2 lips you would be having, then central part of the lower lip, this shape you have to make like this. Now you have to blow, as you can listen. Now you have to blow it in the hole like this. The central part of lower lip, you have to put it at this boundary of the blowing hole. You can see here, this is the blowing hole. If I will place the lower lip at this point, then the sound will come. Okay, I am not pressing any holes. First you have to produce this sound. Now in beginning or in start, we all will face the problem of getting the noise from the flute like this. Now what is the reason? As I told, you are not placing your lower lip on that boundary. Now for that purpose, the help of mirror or selfie camera is needed. so that you can change the position of flute like this. Suppose if I am making a wrong sound, like this noise is coming. Now I will look into the mirror and will try to move the flute either leftwards or rightwards. Now the sound is not coming when I am moving the flute rightwards, so I will move the flute leftward. Now sound is not coming again, then again rightwards. So at a particular point, the sound will come clean, and that point you have to remember. So one position of movement of the flute is leftwards and rightwards. Now another position of the flute movement will be rotation. Suppose if you are covering the whole, if you are fully covering the hole from your lips, then again sound will not come. Then now you have to move the flute. You have to rotate the flute now. Again sound disappeared, sound came. So you have to rotate the flute either towards you or against you, like this. There will be 4 movements: 1 against you, 2nd towards you, 3rd movement will be leftwards, and 4th movement will be rightwards. So these 4 movements you have to experiment. You have to use the help of mirror or selfie camera. Take the help of that and then see at which particular position your sound is coming perfectly, and that's how the magic of flute starts. The first fundamental rule of the flute is to produce the neat sound, produce the clean sound, and then you have to practice it for 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on your practice and depending on your sound coming out of the flute. So your practice should be like that. If you keep your lips without seeing the flute, then also the sound must come. This should be the level of your practice so that you can practice further lessons easily. Okay. So now this was the first task in which you have to learn to produce the sound. Now the second task is little bit more difficult. You have to stretch the sound. You have to stretch the time limit of your blowing. Like, what is it? So first step was you have to produce the sound clearly, and I have shown you the movements, 4 movements, either against you, towards you, leftwards and rightwards. These 4 movements you have to make for the flute to adjust the clarity of the sound, and then you have to practice it at that point only, so that your mind gets the exercise and it gets habit of that position. Okay. Now in next exercise, you have to increase the time limit of your blowing. So now you would have seen. Now again, this is 1 stroke like this. Now what you have to do? You have to keep blowing at uniform rate like this to produce the sound clearly. Okay, like this. You have to practice. You don't need to worry about closing the holes. We will learn it in upcoming lessons to produce the sound, produce the note, produce the swars as well. For now, you just have to produce the clear sound, and you just have to extend, you just have to stretch your limits. Okay. You have to try to produce a uniform sound. Now there will be various factors which will depend, like decide your blowing time. First of all, like you need to keep your throat a little bit wet. Like you can use drinking water at regular intervals, and you should avoid oily food as well before playing the flute, and as well as sitting posture as well will decide. Like it can vary for 1 or 2 seconds. Now there one question arises, like what should be the minimum time for blowing the flute. So now it depends on individual. You don't have to worry like if your friend is playing for 30 seconds or 20 seconds or 15 seconds, whatever the time limit may be. You just have to focus on yourself. You have to improve yourself from previous day. Suppose 1 month back you were playing for 10 seconds continuously, So now you will have to play for 15 or 20 seconds. So the average blowing time should be around 15 to 20 seconds. If you are going above that, it's well good, but if you're going below that, then you need to improve on your time stretch. Now how to improve? You just have to practice is the only solution. Now whenever your blowing is getting on ender note, then at that point you have to try to hold the blowing. You have to hold your breath. There will be pressure on your lungs. More the pressure on your lungs comes, the more will be the time of your blowing. Gradually it will increase. Okay, so there will be no instances in which you expect to increase it by 2 times in a single day or in a single week. It will gradually improve day by day, week by week, month by month, or year by year, depending on your practice. So in this lesson, what the summary is, you have to produce this sound, clear sound, like this. You don't have to close any of the holes, you just keep open all the holes. Then you have to increase the sound. You can make exercise, you can take the exercise in which you write down the timings of your sound which you are able to produce for one length, in one blowing, in one breath, for how much seconds you are able to play. Then again in second breath you note down the time, in third, as many as you will practice, the time of the blowing will gradually increase. So you can take the average readings of your blowing and try to gradually increase it. Okay, the pressure will increase the time, the pressure on your lungs. Suppose if you will hold the breath, then your lungs will get the habit of holding the breath, and gradually the time of blowing will get increased as well. So this is the lesson in which you have to cover the blowing part and to increase the blowing part. You don't miss this lesson, as I am telling you. It is the most fundamental lesson of the flute playing, as whenever you are playing the songs, the breath decides where you have to take the break in between the melody, in between the alankars, in between the practice as well. So this was in lesson number 3. Hope you will practice good. Thank you.